yeah, like I was saying, you have to be very, very careful. Oh my, let me use the red marker. Okay, now we are going where the real bread and butter is, which is the classification of what liver function test. The classification of LFT. Yeah, in your lab board, in your lab chart, you get it as LFT, liver function test, LFT. So right now, you know, we've discussed about the functions of the liver. And then all these liver function tests, they have been investigated according to the function performed by the liver. So if you know the function of the liver, you'll be able to have a good knowledge about liver function tests. So even as we were able to classify 5 basic for the function of the liver, we also have what 5 classification of the liver function tests, you know. All right. The first one is test based on what? The excretory functions of the liver, right? Yeah, you know that. Excretory functions, right? All right. What do we do in this test? Don't worry, we're going to go to them, each of them details. But basically, the surface information is that what? The excretory function, usually you measure what? Bile salt, right? Bile salt. Bile what? Pigment. And also what? Bromosoftalin, right? We call that BSP. Bromosoftalin. Alright, the next function or functional test that you can carry out for the liver is what we call what? The metabolic function, right? Metabolic what? Function. So in this particular metabolic function, what do? You determine what? The ability of the liver, to carry out its metabolic function, basically, which includes what? Galactose, what we call galactose. Under you have what? Galactose tolerance tests, and also you have what we call anti-pyrin clearance, right? Yeah, that's good. I know you know that. All right. The third one is the what? The synthetic functions. You can call that what? The synthetic tests, basically. You understand? Or basically, it has to do with what? In accordance to what the liver usually synthesize. Understand? You know, so you can call it synthesis tests, basically. Synthesis tests of the liver, right? Yeah. What do we mean here? As we know that the liver usually synthesize what we call the blood clotting factors, right? Blood clotting, factors. Understand? So if you know that the liver synthesizes the blood clotting factor, what do? You measure your PT, right? You measure PT. Call that prothrombin time, right? Yeah. Prothrombin time. Basically. So if the liver, or when you find out in a patient that, man, this guy got that is increase in his PT, that is increase in the prothrombin time, you probably start suspecting something is probably wrong with the liver. This guy has a misbehaving liver, right? All right. The next test you can carry out is called what? We call that the detoxification test, right? The what? Detoxification test, right? All right. This particular detoxification test, it basically has to do with what? The ability of the liver to carry out what is detoxification function simply. You understand? If the liver is not able to detoxify substances, or that is what? There are increased in accumulation of what? Toxic substances in the body, you get to understand that the liver is probably what? Misbehaving, or something is wrong with the liver. You gotta check it out. You know what I'm saying? All right. And the fifth one, which is a very, very important one, in fact, it's supposed to be the first one that you should go for, is what we call the enzyme, basically. You know what I'm saying? The enzymes, you know? We call that the enzyme tests, basically. Enzyme test, All right. In the enzyme test, what do you determine? There are specific enzymes which are synthesized in the liver and only in the liver. So normally if the liver is affected, you understand, it's gonna spit out this enzyme. It's gonna spit them out because it's like something is, when you have something in the mouth and somebody punch you, what do? You spit all your contents. You understand? You spit out the content of your mouth. So basically, if the liver is affected, the content of the hepatocyte, they're gonna be what? They'll be let go. The liver will just let go of them because it can't hold them anymore. It's affected. The integrity of the cell membrane is destroyed, so you're gonna spit them all out. So basically, what enzyme do you look out for? You look out for enzymes such as the transaminase. Oh my God, these are very cool enzymes. I like them. Transaminase, because some of them are very specific for the liver. The transaminase. You go for the alkaline phosphatase, right? Yeah, alkaline phosphatase. You also go for you have an enzyme called the 5-nucleotidases, right? Yeah, 5-nucleotidases. You also go for an enzyme which is called our GGT test, right? Which means what? Gamma glutamyl transpeptidases. All right, fellas. In the liver function test chart, basically, or in your lab chart, basically, there are some parameters that you usually see on the lab chart, giving you some values. You understand? So those parameters, they are called liver function markers. Understand? So what are liver function markers? Liver function markers. So these are those parameters that we see in the liver function test results. You understand? So normally I have a mnemonics for that, which is I'm using this mnemonics called BDAP. BDAP, right? You have your B for what? B for bilirubin. You have your Your E. Alright, fellas. For more on liver function test, just watch the next episode. Thank you.